With Walt Disney World's recent Raglan Road incident, involving the wife of a couple passing away due to an allergic reaction after being served a meal at the well-known Disney Springs establishment, still fresh in the minds of the general public, largely due to Disney claiming that the recently widowed husband did not possess legal grounds to sue the Mouse House due to his prior enrollment in a free trial for the company's Disney Plus streaming service, it appears that the courts in Florida are taking a more health-conscious approach to charges levied at a disgruntled cast member who was accused of altering digital menu boards belonging to at least one restaurant found at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Let's talk about the ex-Walt Disney World cast member getting years behind bars for this absolutely abhorrent act here on That Park Plays.
There was a story not so long ago about a fella who broke into Disney. Not literally. He was fired from Disney, and then he logged in to his work computer and changed a bunch of information. And what information did he change? Well,
broken virtually, like KiloCon. Sorry, I had to get a Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad reference.
Thank you very much. Yeah. He came in and he kicked some gigabutt. No. Wow, I did not think we'd be talking about Superhuman.
Megavirus. He uploaded some Megavirus monsters. I just imagine like Tim Curry's voice was like, "Hello, meat thing. You will infiltrate the Disney menu service for me."
That's what he did. He broke into the menus, and he did the worst thing that you can possibly do, especially considering what happened not that long ago at Raglan Road at Disney Springs. A former Disney cast member has been sentenced to federal prison for hacking the resort's allergy menu system. Dude.
He did not. We'll get into this, but I mean, I maintain he should have been charged with attempted manslaughter. This could have killed somebody. And and this is something very near and dear to me. My wife has extreme food allergies to the point where like her life could be threatened in a situation like this. So for me to see somebody doing this, he should be under the jail. This is attempted murder. It's not.
I mean, just imagine if a parent is being careful and they check the menu and they give something to their child. That is, this is something that you cannot be too careful about. It used to be that this was kind of like allergies, whatever, you know. And I think we're getting to the point where people have a better attitude about it. The other option is eliminating all allergens, which is not an option here. But let's read the story. A former Walt Disney cast member has been sentenced to federal prison after hacking the company's allergy menu, illegally accessing the resort's internal systems, and altering critical food safety information. The incident raised serious concerns about guest safety and cybersecurity at one of the world's most visited destinations. Michael Schur, a former menu production manager at Walt Disney World, pled guilty in January to knowingly transmitting unauthorized commands to a protected computer and committing aggravated identity misuse. Well, I would say that's pleading down, isn't it? On Wednesday, U.S. District Judge Julie Sneed sentenced him to 3 years in federal prison. Schur was also ordered to forfeit his computer equipment and pay $687,000 in restitution to the victims. According to federal filings, Schur was terminated from Disney in June of 2024, but continued accessing the internal menu systems for months afterward using personal devices. His unauthorized activities including altering menus to display profanity, modifying fonts, and most seriously, manipulating allergen information. Investigators found that during the Disney allergy menu hacking incident, Schur falsified warnings to make certain foods appear safe for guests with peanut allergies when they were not. Officials warned that this could have put individuals with severe allergies at significant risk. So
people could have died. They could have gone into anaphylactic shock and died. It's like children, adults. It happened at Raglan Road over in Disney Springs because the menu was, I don't think it was because of this, but because the menu was not accurately labeled. It's Disney is supposed to be the place that you go where you are supposed to be 100% safe as someone with allergies. They always say Disney is the best place. And to their credit, whenever we tell them that, hey, like my wife has an allergy, they bring the chef out to the table. Like they go above and beyond at Disney. It's one of the things that they still do right.
I totally agree. And by the way, in Disney's defense, even though Disney did some pretty indefensible things in handling that Raglan Road incident.
Yes.
It was a tenant at Disney Springs. But that being said, the way that the Disney website works, they're so tied together that Disney has higher restrictions on their tenants, but Raglan Road was not Disney. That being said, when Disney tried to defend themselves, they put one of the most despicable
they put their foot
I've ever seen.
Horrible.
They try, and there are videos on that on the channel that you can check out. Basically, it has to do with the Disney Plus arbitration clauses. It's so bizarre what their defense was. And Josh Tomorrow, well, I think he found out about it after the fact and had to intervene. You should go watch the videos on that.
Josh Tomorrow is Snake wearing a human suit, Cobra La.
Yeah. So in this incident, though, when I originally heard about this, I thought that maybe this was just some idiot sitting at home, angry that he got fired, and maybe he was drunk one night and broke in one time and like changed a couple of menus here or there and didn't really think about what he's doing. The fact that this happened over several months means that this person was thinking about this for a very long time. Like, this is straight up sadistic if this guy understood what he was doing.
I think he was cognitively aware, because they really emphasize this with all of their cast members, that this be this way, especially when it comes to allergies and allergy restrictions. So the idea that he may have not known about the consequences or potential consequences of his actions, I think is, I think he was judged thusly in regards to that. But I do agree with Marvin. It should have been even more harsh with this and made really an example that this cannot be tolerated.
If I was a prosecutor here, I would have tried to make a case for charging him with trying to poison people.
I mean, that's what it is. And trying to explain this to my kids were asking, like, what happens if you eat something that you're allergic to? Because thankfully, none of my kids have a severe allergy. But I was trying to give them the range of consequences if someone with an allergy eats something that they are allergic to. There is, you feel a little sick, or your eyes get a little puffy, all the way ranging to your throat closes entirely, or worse.
If my wife were to eat peanuts, she would go into anaphylactic shock immediately. Yeah. It's that severe. So we carry an EpiPen around. It's scary. It is and I'm sorry if I sound like on my soapbox about this, guys, but like, it is a terrifying thing when someone that you love is literally one peanut away from death.
It really can't be understated. Like, this is the kind of thing, and I've encountered people who think that allergies are like, well, made up, which is always a fascinating attitude. Usually that comes from ignorance. That it's like it's some excuse, like, oh, I'm left-handed, so I need to sit on the left side of the table. Like, yeah, you'll get away from it, or you'll be fine. That kind of thing. I don't think it can be understated how important this is, and Disney understands how important this is. So I think that this guy probably got what he deserved, or maybe a little less than he deserved. This may seem like an overreaction. He changed the menus, changing the fonts, adding curse words. That's like mischief. In fact, it obviously criminal mischief in a case like this. But I don't think we're going to see any more incidences like this, because I think those systems are going to be locked down even more. But this is something where I hope that this guy is made an example of, so we never have to hear about anything like this again. So, anybody have any thoughts before we wrap this up and move on to an amazing amount of kindness from our viewers over here with super chats?
I'll say this: this is a despicable act, and I've seen a lot of hijinks by cast members in the past at these Disney parks, and team members at other theme park proprietors as well. But this is particularly egregious. So I am thankful that the outcome was taken seriously. Obviously, not to the extent that we would all like, but hey, you know what? At least no menus will be hacked by the gentleman for the next 3 years or so.
What a strange thing to have to go to. What did you go to jail for? I broke into my old employer and messed with the menus.
Well, yeah, and then T-Bolt, his cellmate, is going to have a mom who's allergic to shellfish, and he's going to get beaten up for it, as he should. But the I would. I had a point and then I lost it. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Trish, did you have something you were going to say there?
Just that it was such a leap. Like, he went from modifying fonts to changing the allergy menu and putting a countless number of people in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, how did we get here? How did we start at that? I mean, even the profanity is not great anywhere, let alone a place like Disney, but that's not this. So it's like, how did we go? Why did it accelerate? It's like you said, he was sitting and thinking about it. He was sitting and thinking about it to the point where he thought, yeah, not even change. Oh, it's supposed to be pizza day and I'm gonna make it burger day. Like, I just can't wrap my head around specifically targeting the allergy menu.
Yeah.
But also, I would love to know how, and I remember what I was going to say now. How did Disney not know for months that this was happening and where it was coming from? Like, why wasn't access revoked when he was fired?
But I've been at a lot of institutions where it's the manager who does not grant the access is the person who fires somebody, and the last thing on their mind is often going through all of the credentials. I remember pointing out to my supervisor one time when I was working a corporate job that that guy that you just fired for completely inappropriate things. Do you realize that he's had access for 3 weeks to this system where you have to go manually delete his access to the corporate tax return? So her eyes bugged out.
Oops.
People just don't think about stuff like that. When you people imagine that everything's going to work out. I don't know. That's happened a lot. So Jay, for $10, my mom's throat will shut with soy and soy extract. I have a friend who is allergic to about half the pharmacy. Her meds get confiscated when she flies because they aren't approved.
My wife has a friend who literally, he's allergic to like fruits, vegetables, dogs, cats, like everything.
It reminds me of that line from the Addams Family Values where David Krumholtz is sitting next to Wednesday. And I don't mean to make light of this, but it is a funny line. It says, "Do you know what happens if my mom uses fabric softener? What? I die."
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
The great movie and a great line.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.